Good morning guys, so I just woke up, I've done the toilet and now it's time to weigh myself, so let's see what this is saying. Right, well we've just jumped forward quite a few hours actually. Haven't really had a chance to film and bring you guys along, but I'm just about to train a client. I've arrived about 15 minutes earlier than I normally do so that I can eat my meal. Basically what I've got is 125 grams of Tilda whole grain rice, 160 grams of just grilled chicken breast, then I've got 100 grams of cooked broccoli, and then I've got 50 grams of hummus, 30% reduced fat hummus. So we'll eat that up. It's still reasonably warm, which is quite good, as I really hate eating cold rice and chicken. It's just no use at all. You know, oh my god, I've messed my mouth. You know, it's actually a lot tastier than it actually looks. Don't usually like hummus, you know, but it's pretty nice when it's chicken and rice and broccoli. Well, it's eatable, it's actually a lot nicer than I thought it'd be. Even though I'm not going to be drinking caffeine probably for several weeks, I was actually in Asda and there was a very good deal on for, I think it's 12 monsters, so it's 4 by Yip. So I got 12 monsters, got a very good deal on, and I'm quite a sucker for a good deal, so I thought I'd buy this. And this, I probably should have these probably for the next, these should probably last me for the next 6 weeks probably. This place is just an absolute riot. I don't remember leaving it like this. You may or may not know, but this week is the start of the deload week for me, which isn't great. I've not had a deload in probably close to probably just under 2 years, probably about 20 odd months, give or take. And it's not really good. I really hate deload weeks, and they are essential, and I believe that they are optimal, especially in powerlifting routines, as you do get a super compensation effect from them as well if you program correctly. So it is needed, and it's what I need, and it's planned correctly. However, the problem is that when I have deload weeks, I feel that I'm not working hard in the gym, and it kind of messes with me psychologically, if that makes sense. That although obviously you're in the main kind of compound lifts, so you're working up to kind of 50-60% of your 1RM for some rep ranges, and then obviously in the accessory movements you can work up to like an RP 7.5 RP8. It's kind of the protocols I tend to go by with both myself and also my online clients and also in-person clients, but it does kind of mess with me psychologically a bit, because I just feel that I'm not working hard, and because I'm not working hard, I'm not able to get closer to my goal, which is wrong. But yeah, I just need something to do. I need to get past this deload week. So again, unfortunately, it's rubbish for all of you as well, because you're not going to get to see any big heavy lifting or big rep PRs or low rep PRs or anything, but it's just something we've all got to go through. So just need to get this done, get this out of the way, and really use this to get really on top of my recovery and get my mobility down to a T and get my foam rolling down to a T, and just get to a point where none of my muscles I've got little aches and pains or sore, my joints don't feel sore, my CNS is fully recovered, and that is the kind of game plan for this week. So that's just what I've kind of got to keep in mind, is that although I'm not technically working very hard in the gym, I'm working hard outside the gym so that I can work even harder in the gym next week. So if you're the same as me, where you have trouble kind of approaching deloads, then kind of try and take that mindset. Another thing I'm not doing this week is I'm not going to be drinking any caffeine. That has also kind of been a training cut for me again, but again, it's probably going to be, I'm going to talk about this in another video, but I'm not going to be taking any caffeine for this week as well. So hopefully, if you don't know, kind of quickly, caffeine can be taxing on your nervous system. Okay, so taking caffeine, then take of caffeine can be quite taxing on your nervous system. So if you do not take caffeine on your deloads week, then that could also help recover as well. So that's something I'm going to try and just kind of see how it is. And to be honest, caffeine did kind of become a wee bit of a crutch for me on my training days. So I might even try and edge myself off caffeine completely up until my intensity block and for meet day. Pre-workout, I was probably averaging roughly around 500 milligrams of caffeine every single time I worked out. Which is a ridiculously high amount, and it did become quite a crutch, where I felt that I really did tend to need the caffeine to perform to the best of my abilities, and I was taking a lot of caffeine. And yesterday was the first time I've not had caffeine, not just in one day, but especially pre-workout for as long as I can remember. And I honestly probably had the best sleep I've had for a long time. I got to sleep a lot easier than I normally do, and I just, my quality of sleep was so much better. And although there are many variables, I do feel that one of the biggest things was not having the caffeine, because I normally have the caffeine. I used to have about 500 milligrams, roughly about 4 or 4:15 as I start kind of training about 4:45, and you know, I usually go to bed probably about 11:30, 12, or I try to at least. I usually don't end up getting to sleep till about 1:30, 2. And I just kind of put it down to me not being a very good sleeper, but actually, if you think about it, it very well might be due to caffeine. You know, it's just a bit kind of odd how I don't have caffeine for a day and suddenly I have a much better sleep. So that is one of the reasons as to why I'm thinking about just not introducing caffeine until my intensity block and meet day, where performance really matters. And caffeine will give you a bit of a performance increase, as it just will. The way it works within the body, it tends to make your RPE levels, so how heavy the weight feels during your movements, a little bit less, and it does tend to make you slightly more hyper alert, and raises your blood pressure, and also increases blood flow activity and things like that. And yeah, I mean, it will do that, but I'm trying to kind of stay away from it from now anyway. As I really feel that, one, it became a training crutch, and having training crutches isn't necessarily a great thing, and number two, and one of the main reasons, it did really improve my sleep, which is just surreal to me, because I've never went to bed and fallen asleep easily within 10 minutes. Honestly, I genuinely cannot remember the last time I did that, and it was just when I woke up, I just felt so much better than I normally do. So it was awesome, it was really good. And one thing that will do as well is increased sleep will obviously work with improving my recovery, which improving my recovery will allow me to recover faster, therefore I can handle more workload, which again in the gym overall will lead to more volume, which will lead to more gains. So that is just kind of my thought process behind it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video so far, and I hope you enjoy the rest. Well, a few vlogs back, I think it was kind of maybe 4, I bought this game, Watch Dogs. I told you I'd do a review on it, and to be honest, it's probably not even worthy of a review, I'm not going to lie. If you have an Xbox or a PS3 or a PS4 and you're thinking about getting Watch Dogs, if you don't have it already, do not get it. It is a big letdown. I really don't like it in the slightest. It's just, I think the driving's rubbish. I just really don't like the game, to be honest. I'm probably going to complete it because I've got OCD, and if I buy a game I kind of need to complete it, otherwise I feel very weird, so I'm going to complete it. But really, it's not worth your money. I got it cheap, which was good, but just don't make the same mistake as me, and just definitely do not get that game. It's not worth it in the slightest. Would you ever forget anything you know? Take a chance to step outside.